Hi, I'm Dana. Welcome to this week's video. Today I want to talk a little bit about toddler transitions. I get a lot of emails from parents wondering what to do when they have to leave the house, they have to leave the play date, they have to leave the birthday party, and their toddler has a complete meltdown every single time. Well, that's pretty common, and it has a lot to do with toddlers being very intense little people, and they're also really figuring out where their will lies and where yours begins. And they're expressing their displeasure over the fact that you have to leave or go or move on, right? And transitions are hard for any child. I taught grade 1 for a number of years, and I found that even 6- and 7-year-olds had problems with transition, moving from one task to another, putting away that, lining up at the door. All of these things caused upset. And so I'm going to give you a few tips here today for helping smooth out the transition. First of all, you want to give a warning. You always want to warn that child that a transition is coming. That will just help. And not that your toddler will specifically understand how long a minute is, but if you say, in 2 minutes we are going to be going home, or we're going to have to put this away, or it's time for lunch, at least they have some knowledge that something different is going to happen soon. Okay? So once you've given the warning, then you can move on to the transition. I do find that setting timers is so helpful. If you know me, you know I talk about timers all the time. And I find that having a little signal that isn't you, right, really helps with the transition, because it's not just you saying it's time to go now. It's now the bell's fault that it's time to go. So it puts a little distance between you and this rule that we have to go now, and the toddler seems to respond a bit better to the bell than he will to you. However, he still may not, even with the warning and even with the bell to indicate time's up, he still might have a fit. I can remember getting my middle son out of the bathtub every time he would have a fit. We had a little song that we would sing, my older son and I, about the baby not liking it. But he had to get out of the tub. So it really didn't matter. We could do it the easy way and he could get out in a happy mood, or we could do it the hard way and he would get out crying. But you do have to move through it, right? You can't give in to a tantrum or a fit, because then your child will quickly learn that, oh, all I have to do to get out of this is throw a fit. And that is certainly not something anyone wants to be teaching their child. So you can't give in. And it might mean, yes, you have to pick up your sobbing child and walk out the door with him kicking and screaming. But the good news is that this is short term. This is a response to displeasure, a response to anger, and a lot of toddlers express that for a short period of time through physical upsettedness. So crying, kicking, screaming, throwing themselves on the floor, going limp in your arms to try to get out of it, and you just have to move through it. You can try some distraction. I find that that's really helpful with toddler behavior in just about everything. You know, if you have a snack you're going to be giving in the car, you could distract him with that idea, or a toy that he really loves that gets to come out when you get to the car. Anything that could be a little bit of a reward incentive to put your toys away and get in the car or leave the party or say goodbye. And that can really help too with transition. So warning, a timer, and do it anyway. So that's my advice. Thanks so much for watching today. Sleep well.